Alright, in this video I'm taking a look at a power bank with a solar panel. So check out a couple of detailed images and then we'll talk real quickly about this. Alright, so as stated, we're taking a look at this power bank with a solar panel. Before I show you this, let me show you really quickly. It does come with a somewhat short but still usable Type-C cable for charging, a small user manual, and there's the box that it arrives in. So this is 36,000 milliamps. That's great because it's a lot of power in a relatively small size. So the inputs are Type-C or micro USB, and ideally you would use, of course, Type-C, a 10-watt charger, and charge it for about 12 hours for a full charge roughly. So it's pretty much an overnight charge. The solar panel really isn't intended to charge it per se, but it is more of an emergency type or supplemental charging solution. So if you were going to be going out for a weekend or something, or traveling somewhere where you needed to have some power, you would ideally charge it as much as possible, through the wall, and then have that backup so that you have sunlight. Now that's going to also depend on optimal conditions, usually within like 10 in the morning to 3, 4 in the afternoon, and in direct sunlight, and that may or may not be available to you. And because the sun, you don't have the ability to track, you may not get the optimal. So it's not going to give you a massive charge, so keep that in mind. Anyway, that all said, you can press the button on the side and see the 4 little dots, or however many, depending upon the 25, 50, 75, or 100% charge that the battery is currently sitting at. And you have 2.1 amp output, so that's really nice, especially because what I plan to use this for is one specific thing, and I have 3 devices that I want to power simultaneously, so this will be perfect. In addition, there is an LED light here on the back, so if I press and hold, I can illuminate the light here. I can press again, and you may or not, I don't know how well it picked up, but it changes how bright it is. If I press again, I've got this slow flash, which is an SOS type flash, and then another flash is more of an emergency or an alert, so it's just a very rapid flash. So you can see, you hear the click, very definitive, but overall it's not super heavy, but of course you're going to have some weight because that's a pretty solid amount of battery power you've got there. It's not really water resistance per se. There's no covers on the ports or anything, so you have to keep that in mind. Other than that, there's not a whole lot else to say about it. You can use all of the ports simultaneously, of course, and 36,000 milliamps, you should get plenty of use out of it for quite a while. There's no kind of rubber bumpers or anything, so there's no real drop protection. So it is a hard plastic. Keep that in mind. Maybe not the most ideal for outdoor rugged type use, but definitely a nice option to have. So anyway, that's it. Just a real quick rundown on some of the specifics on this and the charging time. The only other thing is there's a lot of built-in protection, like overheat and overcharge and everything. When it reaches its full capacity, it's going to stop charging, but you still shouldn't leave it plugged up prolonged periods after it's charged, just like any other device like a phone. And you can reset it by pressing the button or plugging it into the charger in case it were to like trip itself over like one of the protective scenarios come into play, like an overheating issue where the temperature you were using it outside, it became very hot. So obviously exposing it to the sun is good, but like leaving it in the car where it's going to get excessively hot, not good. Even though the solar panels would help charge it. And other than that, like any other battery, charge it periodically every 3 months or so, even if you don't use it, and allow it to discharge and recharge a little bit just to keep the battery chemistry working properly. And I think that's pretty much it. I just think it's a really convenient item. A lot of them have 2, this one has 3, so I'm really happy with that, because again, it will work for what I plan to use it for. And that's pretty much it. If you want to find out more about this, there'll be a link below the video. That's it. Thanks for watching.